like a grin hanging from the ceiling. Chapter 4, Wearing My Face. On the 7th night after Nadine had brought her grin into my life, my doorbell rang at 3:12 a.m. No one decent rings at 3:12 a.m. I went to the peephole and found my own eye looking back. It took a second to understand. The peephole turned my face into a fishbowl. On the other side stood someone wearing my expression with the volume turned up. My mouth, my cheeks, my brow, but as if they'd been taught to smile by a photograph. She lifted a hand, my hand, and bent her knuckles against the wood in 3 gentle taps. Elena, she whispered, using my name only my mother used that way. Or maybe she didn't say it at all, maybe the hallway said it for her. The building was quiet. The air seemed held. I thought of my neighbor, a nurse who worked days and slept like a felled tree. I thought of the security camera in the lobby, one dull red eye that blinked every time the elevator did. I thought of the chain, of how it needed to be seen to move. I turned off the lamp and pressed my back to the wall. "Go away," I mouthed, to the dark. She laughed. It sounded exactly like me when I laugh at something I shouldn't. When the morning came, I found a smeared print on my door, not a handprint, but something that implied touch without actually being one. It was shaped like a crescent, as if someone had pressed their smile to the paint until the outline transferred. By then, I had a plan. Plans are the last handhold before people begin to slide. I called Matteo, because I needed someone who knew my edges, who could tell me when the shape of my fear had eaten the shape of me. He answered and said my name in a way that made me almost cry. "Come over," I said. "But don't look at me if I tell you not to." He arrived with coffee and a set of track marks under his eyes that told me sleep had been a rumor for him too. He looked at me the way a person looks at home when they haven't been inside in a long time. "You look like the version of you who pretends to be fine," he said softly. "You always smile when you're falling apart." "Don't say that word," I said, and he didn't, though our faces knew it was in the room. I had rehearsed my story. How the woman at the clinic had burned me into a pattern I couldn't scrub off. How I had followed threads that led to a knot that couldn't be untied. How the thing wore faces like clothes and loved to be watched. Matteo listened, then did the worst thing, he believed me. He believed me so quickly I felt my plan tilt. "How do we stop it?" he asked. "Some people think it can be tricked," I said. "Starved. That if you take yourself where no one can witness the ending, it can't step over the threshold. It doesn't want the death. It wants the audience." He looked at the window, the city beyond it a grid of square, lit mouths. "Where do we go to not be seen?" he said with a near smile that wasn't the kind the thing liked. It was human, creased with sadness. "The world watches everything." "There's a place," I said, and I hated that I had an answer. The swimming pool from my childhood, drained and closed, an empty oval that had felt like adventure then. There was no security camera. The town had not cared enough to protect a space nobody used. It smelled like chlorine and summers that never ended. It would still be there. Not a perfect solution. An old habit. "If we go," he said, "and if it happens, I won't be there. I can't be." Do you understand what I'm saying? I did. It felt like kindness ground into a pill I couldn't swallow. "I won't let you watch me," I said. "I promise."